finding the workshop so far? The one today and the one on Tuesday?
Very different, equally intense.
Okay.
They're very, very different because I think train the trainer workshops really have to focus in on the process of critical thinking because trainers, I think, don't often remember that first and foremost you have an accountability and responsibility to forwarding critical thinking in the minds and bodies of the people we are training.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes as theater practitioners we might get a little bit lost in style and aesthetics.
Mhm.
We like style, you know? Yeah.
How does it compare to the other types of workshop
So
that you
the
did?
other one that's happening
No, I
here
mean that
is
you used to do in generally.
I mean, I do train the trainer workshops all the time, and I also do this kind of workshop as well, which is to train the practitioners. And it's not to say that there's a rigid separation between practitioners and trainers. I'm both,
Right.
but different focus. So the practitioners, what we're working on here is like some tangibles, like how do you create a show? Like how do you create a show that will tell the people what you want to tell the people. So it's a very fine tuning. It's like sewing with a sewing needle as opposed to with a machine.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to go through and like, okay, this is the first part, this is the second part, this is the third part, and then sort of get into the methodology, which is what I like the best, to like look at performance methodology, performance systems, like how can the performer be armed with a system that will make sure that they're never having writer's block or you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, like not have a creative place to go to.
Okay.
That's what we're doing here, which takes time.
I find the Arpluzi system very interesting. Can you just tell me a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit
like,
about that, yeah?
I'm still developing the methodology, but what we have right now is like we have 7 principles. So ORPLUS is just an acronym to help me remember. Orality, rhythm, political content and context, language, urgency, sacredness, and integrity. And if you look at the first four, you can see that the first four are tangibles. They have to do with movement. They have to do with um, content. They have to do with eye contact. They have to do with the body, and it's very visceral. The first four are visceral, while the last three, urgency, sacredness, and integrity, are, well, they're more elusive and they're intangible, right? It's like it would be, I mean, you could do integrity, like be honest, but they're more lucid in the sense that you can't really hold on to this idea of integrity, like hold it physically. But what they mean for me is urgency, sacredness, and integrity are like these ideas of honor and respect and sort of like a code of ethics that I think maybe we've abandoned, you know? So it's like revisiting a code of ethics for us, like what are our ethics?
Okay.
That's where we're at right now. And I'm still trying to sort through what's the best way to share that, the best way to teach that. And you can only do that by practicing, right? Like, okay, let's practice, let's practice, let's practice.
One more. What would you leave with the women today? You know, women actresses, actors from the community. Maybe a different style from yours.
Right.
You
Always
know.
tell the story the way you feel like telling it. Like ultimately, if you're not speaking, then we have a big problem. But if we can convince enough people that the process of storytelling is as tangible and as accessible as brushing your teeth, as breathing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like some convoluted, highfalutin idea of like high art and all this garbage that they have parading itself in North America or in Europe or wherever the hell else they have it parading itself. Right? It's simple. It's all it is the choice to speak and then the action of speaking.
What gives you that confidence to speak?
I don't know. I have
You
no
can just
idea.
speak.
I have no idea.